everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, March 25th. Now, on our show today, we sat down with Dr. Misaj Karimi, and he is here on behalf of the City of Hope. And then we talked to Ro Kendall and Steve Jackson, who is an expert in the Constitution, and they're here on behalf of the Republican Club. All right, let's take a look at our weather. Yay, we're still looking at sunny skies. So today's temperatures are about 62, 42 with sunny day. And then on Sunday, 63, 45, mostly sunny. And then nice on Monday with our highs of 66 and overnight 47. If you're traveling, take a look at these numbers. Our beaches are looking very mild, but the mountains look a little chilly overnight. Local beaches 62, 47, San Diego 64, 47, Santa Barbara 64, 45, Palm Springs 70, 48, Tahoe 32, 8, Big Bear 37, 17, and Mammoth 29, 3. So very chilly. And Las Vegas 58, 40. Not normal for this time of year. I think their pools are opened, but boy, you're not going to go to the pool with that temperature. All right, our sunrise this morning was at 6:48, and our sunset will be at 7:06. And I took this shot out over Laguna Beach, actually down in not Laguna Beach. Well, you can see Laguna Beach in the background, but this is more Dana Point. So beautiful day that was, and that was a couple weeks ago. So just thought I'd share that with you. All right, when we come back, we will have Dr. Misaj Karimi, and he's with the City of Hope. So stay tuned. Okay, thanks. Okay. Now, when we come back, we will have Dr. Misaj Karimi, who is here on behalf of the City of Hope. So stay tuned.
The Salvation Army Orange County is proud to be a leader in providing comprehensive care to families, men, women, young adults, seniors, and veterans in Orange County. Our shelters provide food, clothing, counseling, housing navigation, and job training. We also provide care through rent and utility assistance, food pantries, anti-trafficking services, adult rehabilitation, and youth programs. Donate today to help families in need and empower individuals towards self-sufficient life.
Hi, remember us?
We're back,
Christine and Jack from the Jewelry Box.
which is now the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers.
Relocated in a new spot in our old shopping center.
But we're still Orange County's preeminent buyer of gold, jewelry, watches, and flatware.
And we're still a full jewelry repair center. And with our 3 graduate gemologists, we're still here to appraise your special pieces.
And like always, at the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers,
It's about trust.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
We are the first light after a cancer diagnosis.
The illuminated entry point to life-saving cancer therapies and novel treatments often sought by the rest of the world.
We are a dedicated team of more than 400 physicians
and 1,000 scientists and researchers.
We are cancer-focused, but human-centric.
We are thousands of breakthrough discoveries.
We are where cancer stops.
And life keeps on getting lived.
The future of cancer treatment is here.
Welcome back, where we have Dr. Misaj Karimi here on behalf of City of Hope. Well, welcome. Very nice to see you again.
Thank you, Lisa. Nice to be here.
Well, we appreciate you coming in because, you know, this is a very serious subject. And I was just mentioning to you that so many people, whenever they hear the word colonoscopy, they go, oh, I don't need to have one. But In reality, you actually do, because the slightest thing can be detected and caught early. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So before we get into that, though, just tell me a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with City of Hope.
So I've been with the City of Hope a bit over 10 years, and I've been through the entire development of City of Hope into Orange County. First place that we opened was in Newport Beach, and now the Orange County Cancer Center, then Lennar Foundation.
Right, right. Now, so did you move from the Newport Beach to the center over there in Irvine area, or are you doing both?
I'm doing both.
Oh, you are?
Splitting
Okay.
time.
Okay. And you're you're a medical oncologist, but you specialize in gastrointestinal cancers.
Correct.
Okay. What are the variety of cancers that we do have? I mean, colon cancer, are there other kinds?
Absolutely. So GI cancers, as we call them, basically starts from up here in the esophagus all the way down to colon and rectum. And the colon is the most common one.
Okay. Now, how common is esophagus cancer? Is it mostly amongst those who smoke?
It's more common in people who smoke, but we're seeing a bit of a rise in that. It's still the least common type of cancer in the GI tract.
Okay, all right, interesting. Okay, so colon cancer, as I mentioned, you know, colonoscopies, no one really wants to go and have one, but why is it so important?
Because we can catch the disease early. You can catch polyps that are precancers and remove them and not ever have to deal with cancer. You can catch early colon cancer that is completely asymptomatic. You have no idea. And that's where we can make the biggest impact, because early cancer of colon is the most curable disease, whereas if you catch it late when it starts causing symptoms, a lot of times it's very difficult to cure.
Now, it would seem that we are seeing a decline in older adults from colon cancer, which is really good news, which makes me think that people are being good and they are getting their screenings and the detection early enough. Way back when, my grandmother died of colon cancer, and I really believe it was because she just didn't want to go to the doctor.
You know, that's true. I mean, a lot of us, especially when we talked about colonoscopy and not a very pleasant thing, and we just don't think about it. But it's again, colon cancer is very common. We have seen a downtrending in the elderly population in the U.S., so that's good news. Over the last 35 years, chance of colon cancer in the senior citizen population has dropped from 65 per 100,000 down to 34 per 100,000. So that's been a really good drop, and we can talk about, you know, what we think the causes are.
Well, yes, I actually would like you to, because that's really interesting. What are they doing different?
Yes, so I think one is early detection, because as I mentioned earlier, detecting polyps, detecting early cancer, you can cure those. Two is, you know, reduce the rate of smoking. I think that also is very important. And three is just, you know, following with your doctor, and if you have symptoms and something happens. Colon cancer sometimes is caught by anemia. Sometimes you go to the doctor, you don't feel good, you're tired. They do blood tests and they find out you're anemic, and that's how it starts. So I think being followed better and following instructions better, I think makes a big difference.
So if someone was tested for and they have anemia, at that point would the doctor say, you know, I think we should do more tests?
Absolutely.
Oh, they would. Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. Okay, great. So it is definitely treatable, and it's, you know, of course, if it's caught early. So what would you do if it is caught early, like in the early stages? What happens?
Right. So if it's a polyp, when you do the colonoscopy, they cut the polyp out and you're done.
Oh, okay.
So you don't need surgery.
All right.
If it's an early stage cancer, if invasive disease, then you are referred to a surgeon, and then they'll talk to you about doing surgery. And these days, the techniques have significantly improved. I'm not a surgeon, I'm a medical oncologist, but the robotic, laparoscopic recovery is much faster, incision site is much smaller, and we've seen amazing you know, recovery from the surgeries.
Right.
If it's very early stage, you really don't need anything else.
That's great.
If it's later stages, involving local lymph nodes or other places, that's a different story. Then we recommend chemotherapy because there is a high chance of recurrence. Sometimes we recommend radiation, depending on the exact location. And sometimes, we may do staging and find that the tumor has gone to other places. And obviously that changes the approach.
So does precision medicine also apply to these particular types of cancers? Because I know we've talked to many people about breast cancer, and they've come up with certain solutions now instead of just giving them a whole giant cocktail.
Absolutely. I've been in practice for 20 years, and I've seen an amazing advancement. So precision medicine is something that we pay a lot of attention to. At City of Hope, there's a lot of research going on, try to catch these cancers early. There's a development of a blood test to try to screen for colon cancer now.
Okay.
And two, when it's diagnosed, try to come up with molecular tests to help tailor the treatment.
Okay.
If you're going to get chemotherapy, we now do a series of molecular testing.
Okay.
In fact, we have a research trial that we call it precision medicine.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
That we look at the blood, look at normal cells, analyze the DNA, look at tumor cells, analyze the DNA, and based on that, come up with the appropriate approach. It makes a huge difference.
It does. It does.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things I think a lot of people really like about City of Hope as a whole is not only do you have physicians, you have surgeons, you have clinical trials, you have it's all under one umbrella.
Absolutely. I think having a comprehensive cancer center that's supported by our researchers also, so it's really bench to bedside, that you try to develop scientific approaches, and then you bring it to the clinic. We're doing some of those clinical trials now in Orange County, and we're going to continue to expand that. And we're really excited about being able to do that.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for all the information. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you for inviting.
You're welcome. If you want more information about City of Hope or anything that we have discussed, you can always get in touch with them at cityofhope.org/Orange County, or you can call them on the number at your screen. We'll be right back.
We are the first light after a cancer diagnosis.
The illuminated entry point to life-saving cancer therapies and novel treatments
Often sought by the rest of the world.
We are a dedicated team of more than 400 physicians
and 1,000 scientists and researchers.
We are cancer-focused, but human-centric.
We are thousands of breakthrough discoveries.
We are where cancer stops.
And life keeps on getting lived.
The future of cancer treatment is here.
Captain America.
Watch HGTV.
Netflix.
Welcome back. Well, we have Roe Kendall here and Steve Jackson, who are here on behalf of the Republican Club. Well, welcome both of you. How are you?
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you for joining us again, and then
Awesome.
welcome to the show. And
Thank you.
You've got quite a stack there of lots of different books, and so you must be well versed in lots of different things associated with government and voting and the Constitution, which we will get to in just a bit. But before we get into that, Ro, just tell me briefly about the Republican Club.
The Republican Club is so many things, really. It's a social organization. I mean, we want to, hang out with people that have similar values, goals, and that's one good part of it. We also get politically involved. We're out there to get the vote.
Right.
We promote that, and we always have these great speakers. And
Yes.
I brought one with me today.
And you did, and he's going to be speaking at an event that you have coming up. And let's get to know you a little bit. Tell me about yourself.
My name is Steve Jackson, and I'm a retired aerospace engineer.
Okay.
I spent my career, or the majority of it, working on manned space programs.
Okay.
First, well, it began with the 747, actually, right out of college.
Wow.
And then there were a few years off doing other things, and then I went to work for Rockwell on the space shuttle program.
Okay.
I spent 6 years there.
Okay.
And then I moved to McDonnell Douglas to work on the proposal for Space Station.
Okay.
That program took the next 19 years of my life, and then I retired.
Okay. And then what did you do in your retirement?
Well, I love sharing early American history and teaching Constitution.
Okay.
And obviously the Constitution is based on the principles in the Declaration of Independence, so that is foundational. And I also teach on that. That will be the topic of what I'm talking about next Friday.
Now, do you teach at a college, or do you teach where do you teach?
I have taught in many places at many different levels.
Okay.
I have taught a college class.
Okay.
I normally teach adults.
Okay.
Using John Eidsmoe's Institute on the Constitution series.
Okay.
I have short presentations on the Constitution and the Declaration also. And I did tutor some 8th grade level homeschoolers just a few years back.
Okay.
That was one of the highlights of my life, actually.
Get them early.
Yeah, that was awesome. They were hungry learners, and wow, that was any teacher or tutor's dream.
Yeah, I'd have to say that my children both enjoyed history a lot. They really did. And it has to do with the teaching, right? I mean, if a teacher really is enthusiastic and loves what they're teaching, then the kids are going to learn, right? And they're just because they're going to love it just as much. Now, I know that you're going to be presenting at the upcoming event. So, briefly go over some of the things that you share with people. I mean, we have a couple of slides, and you broke them down into little chunks. So let's take a look at those, and just give me an overview of those.
Well, I title my presentation on the Declaration, Laying the Foundation. My degree was actually in civil engineering with a major in structures. And so, being a structures guy, I understand the importance of foundations and laying a firm foundation.
Right.
And that is certainly what our Declaration did. The Declaration principles are not just important, they're absolutely vital to understanding the Constitution itself.
Right.
So I always like to begin with the American view of law and government, which is laid out beautifully in the Declaration of Independence.
Okay. And so let's go ahead and look at them. We're just going to go down the slide real quick and just kind of give us an overview like you just said. So laying the foundation is number 1.
Yes.
And then what is number 2?
Well, really, if you wanted to take it that way, number 2 would be organizing the powers, which is about the Constitution.
Okay.
And because that's what the Constitution does, it organizes the powers of what was then the new federal government in such a way that the people of our country can enjoy their God-given freedoms.
Exactly. All right. And number 3?
Well, number 3, I see you have new guards for future security. That was based on an idea which I actually borrowed from another gentleman who teaches the Constitution, and that is that in the Declaration of Independence, there are many grievances listed against King George, And it turns out that 11 years later, when they met again in Philadelphia to draft the Constitution, one of their guiding principles was 11 of those grievances have specific provisions in the Constitution to prevent anything like that ever happening here in this country.
Okay.
So new guards for future security. And by the way, laying the foundation, organizing the powers, and new guards for future security, those may sound like somewhat awkward titles, but I chose those phrases specifically because they are all in the Declaration of Independence.
Okay, all right. And then the last thing that you've referenced is called Miracles Happen Only Once. What do you mean by that?
Well, that's one of my favorites. The miracle at Philadelphia gave us our Constitution.
Right.
And in that case, miracles do only happen once. Many people are really interested in calling a new constitutional convention. They have the best of intentions because certainly our federal government has broken the bounds of the Constitution and have exceeded their authorities in so many ways that usurp our rights and our freedoms. But it's a wrong-headed idea to call another constitutional convention because there are powers aligned on both sides of the political fence that are anxious for that convention. And it's the nature of anything political that we must compromise. And so I have to ask people who are true friends of the Constitution at such a convention, exactly what are you willing to give away to the political left so that you would achieve the few key amendments that you're looking for?
Right.
And I think that's a very powerful message that needs to be heard. So miracles happen only once. Don't count on another miracle happening with the quality of persons that we would send to such a modern day convention. They could not begin to hold a light to the Founding Fathers.
Exactly. And I'm imagining, Ro, this is why you are having him speak, because of these very things are being challenged. Our Constitution is challenged every day by, like you said, all different parties. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. And that's a really good point that he raises. You know, what are you willing to give up? Because you know what? You're making those choices for everybody, not just yourself. And so, you know, or not just for everybody, but for you too. Exactly. So tell me about the event.
The event is our general meeting luncheon. It's with, it's going to be on April 7th at Clubhouse 5, and it starts at 11, and lunch is served at 12:15. So the other thing I want to mention is that we're putting together a class. We're working on it now, details to be determined. It is a class, what is it, 12 sessions on the Constitution.
Oh, okay.
In the village here. So we're going to get that together and let you all know when that's happening.
Great.
So that if people are really interested and they want to know the basis and everything our country has been built on, and it's the best system that's ever been in, you know, happened. Happened. That's a good word, isn't it?
Happened, happening, whatever you want to say, right? Because like we said, you know, things are being challenged. And for those of us who have been around a while, we're like, you know, we're not so sure you want to go down that path because, you know, look what they've already done. So it's kind of like you have to remind people what the Constitution is, especially when you talk about teaching younger people, you know, 8th grade or whatever it is, even younger than that, because they don't know and they need to understand it. So thank you for all of the great information. I appreciate it, and thank you for being here again.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
If you want more information about the Republican Club or the event that they're having, you just go to the LagunaWoodsVillage.com website, type in Republican Club, and it'll bring you right to the information. We'll be right back.
At Genesis of Laguna Niguel, we care about every customer and treat you like family. So think of us kind of like a good grandson. We take our time to go over all your new Genesis's technology features, step by step, all in the comfort of our showroom while enjoying complimentary refreshments. Or if you prefer, we can deliver your new Hyundai and cover everything in person. It's that easy. For a simply better buying and ownership experience, visit Genesis of Laguna Niguel.
Orcam Read empowers people with low vision.
Sometimes reading can be a challenge. With Orcam Read, just point and click. Read at work. Read a recipe. Read a magazine. Read anything you want. Orcam Read.
All right, our movie for today is called The Eternal Daughter, and you can catch that today at 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without subtitles, and that is brought to you by Memorial Care. Now, a couple of announcements. Our Health and Wellness Expo is today, and it is from 10 to 2, so you can go anytime during 10 to 2 and pop in and learn all about your health and wellness from a variety of different vendors that are going to be there. And Memorial Care is going to be having talks and lots of discussions about your health. So go ahead and check that out. If you have any questions, you can always email recreation@vmsinc.org. But otherwise, just go on over to Clubhouse 5 during that time frame, and you can enjoy some good information. Now, there will be a cancer prevention and detection discussion on the 27th. Now, that'll be on Monday from 5:30 to 7 p.m. That will be in Clubhouse 2. Now, the great thing about that is they're going to have a bunch of different doctors there, a panel to discuss all the different things that you can do to detect and prevent cancer, all different kinds of cancers. Now, the event schedule is 5:30 p.m. is the reception with refreshments, and 6 p.m. are the presentations, and then at 6:45 they're going to take Q&A. Plus, they're also going to have a raffle, so you can enjoy a fun raffle, so make sure you go to that. All right, then we have the Easter Extravaganza that's going to be happening at the Equestrian Center. That is going to be on Saturday, April 8th from 9 to 11, and they're going to have egg hunts for all the little ones and the various times. So if you want more information about that, you can go to recreation@vmsinc.org. Then we have an Easter buffet that's happening the next day on April 9th, and that's going to be in Clubhouse 5. And those tickets can be purchased at Clubhouse 5's office. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather, sunshine for the next few days at least. We are looking at sunny skies today, and the temperatures are 62, 42. Tomorrow, 63, 45, and then Monday, a little warmer, 66, 47. If you're traveling, take a look at these numbers. The beaches are mostly in the 60s with the overnights in the 40s, and the mountains are mostly in the low to mid 30s. The overnights range from 3 to 17. So Burr, Palm Springs 70, 48, and Vegas 58, 40. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you again on Monday with another show that starts at 9 a.m. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.